Article 430.28 of the National Electrical Code addresses the requirements for tap conductors. Specifically, when dealing with tap conductors connected to conductors rated over 1000 amps, there is a crucial overcurrent protection requirement. The rule mandates that such tap conductors must be protected by an overcurrent protective device. This overcurrent device must be rated or set at not more than 1000% of the tap conductor's ampacity. Let's break down what this means in simpler terms. Firstly, what are tap conductors? Tap conductors are essentially conductors that are connected to a larger feeder or main conductor. They tap into the main conductor to supply power to a specific load or piece of equipment. Secondly, the code's emphasis on conductors rated over 1000 amps indicates that this rule is targeted towards high current applications. These are scenarios where large equipment or significant portions of a facility's electrical system are being fed. Thirdly, the 1000% ampacity rule is a crucial safety measure. Ampacity, in electrical terms, refers to the current carrying capacity of a conductor. It's the maximum amount of electrical current, in amps, that a conductor can carry continuously without exceeding its temperature rating. Now let's consider an example. Imagine a 1200 amp feeder. A tap conductor is connected to this feeder to supply power to a motor control center. Let's say the tap conductor has an ampacity of 100 amps. According to Article 430.28, the overcurrent device protecting this tap conductor must be rated or set at not more than 1000% of the tap conductor's ampacity. 1000% of 100 amps is 1000 amps. Therefore, the overcurrent device protecting the tap conductor cannot be rated higher than 1000 amps. This ensures that if the tap conductor experiences an overcurrent situation, such as a short circuit or overload, the overcurrent device will trip and protect the conductor from damage. Furthermore, it's important to note that this rule applies regardless of the enclosure type. Even if the tap is located within a NEMA 4 enclosure, which is designed to be watertight and dust-tight, the overcurrent protection requirement still stands. The code doesn't make any exceptions based on the enclosure type. Similarly, the length of the tap conductor doesn't negate the need for overcurrent protection. Whether the tap conductor is short, say less than 10 feet, or longer, the 1000% ampacity rule still applies. Finally, the intended use of the installation, whether it's a field installation or a controlled environment, doesn't change the overcurrent protection requirement. Article 430.28 is clear on this point. In summary, when dealing with tap conductors connected to conductors rated over 1000 amps, you must ensure that the tap conductors are protected by an overcurrent device rated or set at not more than 1000% of the tap conductor's ampacity. This rule applies regardless of the enclosure type, the length of the tap conductor, or the intended use of the installation. It's a critical safety measure designed to protect the tap conductors from overcurrent situations. To reiterate the key aspects of Article 430.28, we can highlight several critical points. Firstly, scope. The regulation specifically addresses tap conductors connected to supply conductors rated over 1000 amps. This emphasizes its applicability to large-scale electrical systems and high-current applications. Secondly, overcurrent protection requirement. The tap conductor must be protected by an overcurrent protective device. This device could be a circuit breaker or fuses designed to interrupt the circuit in the event of an overcurrent or short circuit. Thirdly, ampacity limitation. The overcurrent device's rating or setting must not exceed 1000% of the tap conductor's ampacity. This is a crucial safety factor that prevents the tap conductor from being overloaded beyond its safe current carrying capacity. Fourthly, enclosure considerations. The requirement applies irrespective of the enclosure type. Whether the tap is enclosed in an NEMA 4 enclosure or any other type, the overcurrent protection rule remains in effect. Fifthly, length independence. The length of the tap conductor does not exempt it from the overcurrent protection requirement. Whether the tap is short or long, the rule is consistently applicable. Sixthly, application neutrality. The intended use of the installation, whether it's for a field installation or any other purpose, does not alter the overcurrent protection requirement. The rule is universally applicable across different applications. Now let's delve deeper into understanding ampacity and its significance in this context. Ampacity is a fundamental concept in electrical engineering and is defined as the maximum amount of electrical current in amps that a conductor can carry continuously under specific conditions of use without exceeding its temperature rating. Several factors influence a conductor's ampacity, including conductor material, conductor size, insulation type, ambient temperature, and the number of conductors bundled together. Understanding these factors is crucial for selecting the appropriate conductor size and ensuring safe operation of electrical systems. Consider a scenario where a 500 amps feeder supplies power to a distribution panel and a tap conductor is used to feed a specific load with a calculated demand of 80 amps. The tap conductor must have an ampacity sufficient to carry the load current, and the overcurrent device protecting the tap conductor must be sized appropriately to protect the conductor from overloads and short circuits. In this case, if the tap conductor has an ampacity of 90 amps, the overcurrent device should be rated at or below 1000% of 90 amps, which is 900 amps. However, practical considerations and code requirements often dictate that the overcurrent device should be sized much lower than the maximum allowable value to provide adequate protection for the conductor and the connected load. Now let's discuss the different types of overcurrent protected devices commonly used in electrical systems. Circuit breakers are electromechanical devices that automatically interrupt the circuit in the event of an overcurrent or short circuit. They are available in various types, including thermal-magnetic, electronic trip, and instantaneous trip breakers. Fuses are another type of overcurrent protective device that consists of a fusible link enclosed in a housing. When an overcurrent occurs, the fusible link melts, interrupting the circuit. Fuses are also available in various types, including time delay fuses, fast-acting fuses, and current-limiting fuses. The selection of the appropriate overcurrent protective device depends on several factors, including the available fault current, the load characteristics, and the coordination requirements of the electrical system. It is essential to choose an overcurrent protective device that provides adequate protection for the conductor and the connected load while also minimizing nuisance tripping. Furthermore, let's examine the implications of non-compliance with Article 430.28. Failure to comply with this code requirement can have severe consequences, including conductor damage, equipment failure, fire hazards, and electrical shock hazards. Overloaded conductors can overheat, causing insulation damage, conductor melting, and even ignition of surrounding materials. In addition, improper overcurrent protection can lead to equipment damage, such as motor burnouts, transformer failures, and control system malfunctions. Furthermore, non-compliance with electrical codes can result in legal liabilities, fines, and project delays. Electrical inspectors have the authority to enforce code requirements and can issue citations for violations. Therefore, it is crucial to ensure that all electrical installations comply with applicable codes and standards to protect people and property. To further illustrate the importance of Article 430.28, let's consider a real-world scenario. In a large industrial facility, a 1600 amp feeder supplies power to a production line, and a tap conductor is used to feed a critical piece of equipment with a high inrush current. If the tap conductor is not properly protected by an overcurrent device, a fault in the equipment could cause a high current surge that exceeds the conductor's ampacity. This could result in a conductor burnout, the equipment damage, and a costly production shutdown. By implementing Article 430.28 and providing adequate overcurrent protection for the tap conductor, the facility can prevent such incidents and ensure the reliable operation of its production line. In conclusion, Article 430.28 is a critical code requirement that mandates overcurrent protection for tap conductors connected to supply conductors rated over 1000 amps. Compliance with this rule is essential for ensuring electrical safety, protecting equipment, and preventing costly downtime. By understanding the principles of ampacity, selecting the appropriate overcurrent protective devices, and adhering to code requirements, electrical professionals can create safe and reliable electrical systems. The consequences of neglecting these principles can be severe, ranging from equipment damage and fire hazards to legal liabilities and project delays. Therefore, it is imperative to prioritize electrical safety and adhere to all applicable codes and standards in every electrical installation. Understanding the application of Article 430.28 also involves considering the impact of directing factors on conductor ampacity. Directing factors are adjustments made to the ampacity of a conductor to account for various conditions that can reduce its current carrying capacity. These conditions include high ambient temperatures, the presence of multiple conductors in a raceway or cable, and the type of insulation used on the conductor. When applying Article 430.28, it is crucial to consider any applicable directing factors and adjust the ampacity of the tap conductor accordingly. For example, if a tap conductor is installed in a high ambient temperature environment, its ampacity may need to be derated to prevent overheating. Similarly, if multiple tap conductors are bundled together in a raceway, their ampacity may need to be derated to account for the increased heat generated by the conductors. Failure to consider derating factors can lead to conductor overloading and premature failure, even if the overcurrent device is sized correctly based on the unadjusted ampacity of the conductor. Therefore, it is essential to consult the National Electrical Code and other relevant standards to determine the appropriate derating factors for each specific installation. In addition to derating factors, it is also important to consider the voltage drop in the tap conductor. Voltage drop is the reduction in voltage that occurs along a conductor due to its resistance and the current flowing through it. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to operate inefficiently or malfunction, and it can also lead to overheating of the conductor. When applying Article 430.28, it is important to calculate the voltage drop in the tap conductor to ensure that it does not exceed acceptable limits. The National Electrical Code provides guidelines for calculating voltage drop and recommends that the voltage drop in feeder and branch circuit conductors should not exceed 3% and 5% respectively. If the calculated voltage drop in the tap conductor exceeds these limits, the conductor size may need to be increased to reduce the voltage drop. Furthermore, it is essential to consider the coordination of overcurrent protective devices in electrical systems. Coordination refers to the selective tripping of overcurrent devices to isolate a fault while minimizing the impact on the rest of the system. In a coordinated system, the overcurrent device closest to the fault should trip first, while upstream overcurrent devices remain closed to maintain power to other parts of the system. When applying Article 430.28, it is important to ensure that the overcurrent device protecting the tap conductor is coordinated with other overcurrent devices in the system. This may involve selecting overcurrent devices with different time current characteristics or using zone-selective interlocking schemes to improve coordination. Proper coordination of overcurrent devices is essential for minimizing downtime and preventing cascading failures in electrical systems. Another important aspect to consider when applying Article 430.28 is the proper installation and termination of tap conductors. Tap conductors must be installed in accordance with the National Electrical Code and other relevant standards to ensure safe and reliable operation. This includes using approved connectors and terminals, properly tightening connections, and protecting conductors from physical damage. Improperly installed or terminated tap conductors can lead to loose connections, overheating, and electrical faults. Therefore, it is essential to follow manufacturers' instructions and best practices when installing and terminating tap conductors. In addition to these technical considerations, it is also important to address the administrative and regulatory aspects of applying Article 430.28. Electrical installations must be inspected and approved by qualified electrical inspectors to ensure compliance with applicable codes and standards. Electrical permits may be required for certain types of installations, and it is the responsibility of the electrical contractor or installer to obtain the necessary permits before starting work. Furthermore, electrical installations must be documented and labeled to provide clear identification of circuits and equipment. This includes providing circuit directories, panel schedules, and equipment nameplates. Proper documentation and labeling are essential for troubleshooting, maintenance, and future modifications to the electrical system. In summary, applying Article 430.28 involves a comprehensive understanding of electrical principles, code requirements, and best practices. It requires careful consideration of ampacity, dating factors, voltage drop, overcurrent device coordination, installation practices, and administrative procedures. By addressing all of these aspects, electrical professionals can ensure the safe, reliable, and compliant installation of tap conductors in electrical systems. Furthermore, the importance of ongoing training and education for electrical professionals cannot be overstated. The National Electrical Code is updated every 3 years, and it is essential for electrical professionals to stay abreast of the latest changes and revisions. Continuing education courses, seminars, and workshops can help electrical professionals maintain their knowledge and skills and ensure that they are qualified to perform electrical work safely and effectively. In addition to formal training programs, electrical professionals can also benefit from on-the-job training and mentoring opportunities. Working alongside experienced electricians and engineers can provide valuable hands-on experience and insights into the practical aspects of electrical work. Furthermore, participation in industry associations and professional organizations can provide access to technical resources, networking opportunities, and continuing education programs. By investing in ongoing training and education, electrical professionals can enhance their expertise, improve their performance, and advance their careers. Finally, it is important to emphasize the ethical responsibilities of electrical professionals. Electrical work involves a high degree of risk and responsibility, and electrical professionals must always act in a manner that protects the safety and well-being of the public. This includes adhering to codes and standards, using approved materials and methods, and providing honest and accurate information to clients and customers. Electrical professionals must also be mindful of the environmental impact of their work and strive to minimize waste, conserve energy, and promote sustainable practices. By upholding high ethical standards, electrical professionals can earn the trust and respect of their colleagues, clients, and the community. In conclusion, Article 430.28 is a vital component of the National Electrical Code that addresses the overcurrent protection of tap conductors connected to supply conductors rated over 1000 amps. Its proper application requires a thorough understanding of electrical principles, code requirements, and best practices. By considering ampacity, dating factors, voltage drop, overcurrent device coordination, installation practices, administrative procedures, and ethical responsibilities, electrical professionals can ensure the safe, reliable, and compliant installation of tap conductors in electrical systems. Ongoing training and education are essential for maintaining competence and staying abreast of the latest changes in the electrical industry. Ultimately, the goal of electrical work is to provide safe and reliable electrical systems that meet the needs of society while protecting people and the environment.